Hey Money Guy family, it's your host Brian Preston with Mr. Bo Hansen, back with another episode of Ask the Money Guy.
That's right. You guys have financial questions. We have financial answers right here in the Tesla. Go out to your favorite social, use the hashtag #AskTheMoneyGuy, and we will answer your question right here.
It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
Today's question actually comes from our website, moneyguy.com, and this is from Kyle. Kyle said, I'm listening to your podcast from January 18th about passive versus active investing.
Oh, good one.
What are your thoughts on Robo Advisors that charge an administration fee digitally to watch my investments? So, what do the money guys think about Robo Advisors?
Kyle, that's a great question. We've actually, you realize when you've been doing a show for, are we in our 14th year? We've been doing this since 2006.
2006.
So when you've been doing it that long, you've covered many, many things. So much so that we actually even had Ben Stein on. John Stein. Ben Stein. Ben Stein's in a completely different.
But Ben, if you want to be on the show, we'd love to have you.
We had John Stein from Betterment on, talking about Robo Advisors. And here's the thing: we think Robo Advisors are perfectly fine. They are actually very similar to the target retirement funds that we talk about a lot on the show. We like how younger generations that are tech savvy, like the algorithms, like the cool interfaces that all those consultants are putting together, those developers and programmers are designing for you. That's good if it gets you motivated to do it. The whole purpose, and by the way, here's another benefit thing that I think that these things are interrelated. When we talk about target retirement funds, when we talk about robos, they're using a lot of the same tools.
That's right.
Matter of fact, Betterment and some of the others are actually using Vanguard ETFs as the backbone of their investments. So when you're talking about robos, when you're talking about target retirement funds, I think we're kind of talking about, it's kind of the difference between a Siamese cat and a Persian cat. I mean, they're still related, just different types. You don't like that? Did I go in left field for you?
A cat? Anyway, but we digress. We think Robo Advisors are a great solution for folks who are just starting out, who are just kind of getting into the savings game. And if it's something that gets you more excited than thinking about going and just buying a boring target date retirement fund or educating yourself on how to build a portfolio, it's a fantastic solution when you're starting out.
And why do we say when you're starting out? Because here's what we want you to focus on when you first start building wealth. And we're talking about from $0 to $200,000 to $300,000, Bo. When you're starting out, I want you devoting all of your behavioral resources on getting into that habit of becoming addicted to saving money. To build the habit of taking a little bit of today's happiness to use for long-term success. That's that whole concept of deferred gratification. And then the final thing is just knowing you need to give your army of dollar bills, every dollar, a chance to having that exponential growth. And we all know, we've done many shows on the younger you are, the more powerful that exponential growth can be. So getting that money working for you as soon as possible is going to be that much more beneficial in the long-term plan of your success.
So while you're developing that behavior, your savings rate is going to be far more powerful than your rate of return. But this magical thing does happen when your assets do get to around $250,000, $300,000, it flips a little bit. Not only does the rate of return become more powerful, if you think about making maybe, 10% on like $250,000, $300,000, now you're talking about making more than you possibly save in a year. That's your army of dollar bills really going to work for you, and your situation becomes a little more complicated than strictly just investing.
So let's talk about that graduation point. Here's what we consider the benefits of getting a custom financial advisor like Abound Wealth or the Money Guy team, and why you want to consider that taking the relationship to the next level at that graduation point. You will come to a point in your life where you've gotten beyond just the basic habits of saving, being addicted to saving, building that army of dollar bills. Now you're going to be more concerned about the actual financial planning concepts, and making sure that you have your retirement, your estate plan, your cash flow plan, all that stuff optimized to the best version of yourself. There's also a level of sophistication that comes from going custom, and the fact that now you can focus on asset location. A lot of times we talk about tax, we talk about diversification of your assets, but there's also tax location where you want to have diversification of taxable assets, tax deferred assets, and then of course tax-free assets like your Roth IRAs. So that stuff comes into play. There's also diversifying. A lot of times when you're talking about target retirement funds or even the Robo Advisors, their idea of diversification is just different varieties of cash, stocks, and bonds.
That's right.
And and you want to go a little deeper in your asset allocation. I think once you build a little sophistication or a bigger asset level, once you get bigger, because there's some benefits in that. And then last, I think life just gets daggum complicated. I mean, you get to the point.
Look that up, dadgum.
You get to the point that you realize I am the CEO of a successful enterprise.
Right.
So if I'm going to be the CEO of this successful enterprise that is now built up to this critical mass, I probably would like to have somebody look over my shoulder and make sure I don't drive this thing into the ditch. What are my blind spots? What are the things I just don't know? And that's where that measure twice, cut once of having a good financial advisor can come in and add some benefits and also let you know that you are keeping this endeavor healthy, functional, and growing at the best version of itself.
So the answer to your question, Kyle, is we love Robo Advisors. We think they fit into a financial plan early on, but at some point you probably do graduate past the Robo Advisor. If you have a fantastic question that you'd like to hear us answer right here in the Tesla, go out to your favorite social, use the hashtag AskTheMoneyGuy, or you can go to our website, moneyguide.com, and ask us a question right there.
I'm your host, Brian Preston, Mr. Bo Hansen. We'll talk to you soon. And ask those questions.